Hi everybody, Jackson here. Welcome back to the Daily Endeavours for the 30th of May. Got a 15 steel set. As always, there'll be timestamps in the description if you want to skip, if you're just looking for one of these, if you just want to skip all the other stuff. So before I start, I need to point out, if you logged in, you'll probably have seen it, but the experience double XP event is on now, so it'll be throughout the weekend. So this is a good time to level up some characters. What I like to personally do is I do a group dungeon through the public dungeon finder. Dungeon finder here, just join the queue, because you get a lot of XP for that. I pop a scroll at the very end, just before the final boss dies, and then I do dolmens for an hour. Might not be for you, but it's the way I find that just works for me the best, so I don't know, it might work for you as well. You know, you can do Garage Catacombs, you could do the Spellscar, XP grinding over there, you could do all sorts of stuff. You could do dungeons over and over. Everyone's got their own ways, just got to find what works for you. So, as far as endeavors go, well, cutting logs of wood, just wood nodes, Courtyard Furnishings, repairing in Cyrodiil, completing a trial, and purchasing items from guild traders. Personally, I think everything here except for a trial is good. The only reason I don't like trials is for two reasons. Firstly, you're going to need to get a pretty significant sized group, at least like 6 people if your group's really good. Like doing, you know, you can do normal glad rest with that sort of thing, but most like trials are designed for 12 people, and getting a group going for those sorts of trials can take time. I've had times where like getting a group for especially like DLC stuff, it can take it's taken longer to get a group going, significantly longer to get a group going compared to how long the trial takes. Like, yeah, so I don't like this one just because of how unreliable it can be. Everything else here can be done easily on your own, so I don't think it's worth doing. It's also DLC. If you look at this, the Lucent Citadel, there's another one that's come out with, there's another couple that have come out with the recent DLCs, but everything except for these ones here, these 4, require you to have some sort of a DLC. So as you can see, some people will also be restricted on the DLCs that they own, which can also be a pain in the ass. Whereas these 4 here, they're all base game, so you don't have to worry about that sort of thing. Now, the only investment you're really going to need is like a couple of 100 gold for some of the repair kits, for the Courtyard Furnishing if you don't have that already. The house itself is free, so that's good. And then purchasing an item from guild traders. Now, you can usually get items for like less than 100 gold on a guild store. You just need to know how to look. So I'll start with this one, and then I'll go to Courtyard Furnishings, because these are both pretty easy to do, like in one place, Glenumbra. Obviously, your house too. I would do this one last, because what you can do is you can do whichever of these 2 you want to do, and then you can go to your house after you've got your furnishings and your free house. Then you can do that, and then you can immediately port to Cyrodiil and not have to like run to any wayshrines. And so that way you just cut down the time it takes. Alright, so firstly, purchasing an item from guild traders. There's 5 guild traders here in Glenumbra. I suggest you come here, because you can get the guild trader stuff here, and then you can go into this house here, the Rosy Lion, this inn. There's a free house you can get by talking to someone here, and there is a Courtyard Finishing in here for 100 gold. Now you can look for Courtyard Furnishings and buy them from a guild store, but most Courtyard Furnishings are probably going to be not cheap. So I would say you're much better off saving, like you're going to save a lot more gold if you just buy the cheapest item from the guild store and then go buy this item from the NPC vendor in here and then doing it that way. Because as far as I've looked from all the different Courtyard Finishing stuff, there's not anything that's really going to be cheap compared to some of the cheapest stuff on here. So what you want to do is go to the guild trader. So there's 5 in Glenumbra. There's 1 in Volkagard as well, if you want to try that route. This one just here. When you get into the store, you want to keep this how it is, but you want to go to the total and have the arrow going up. What that will do is list the cheapest item that is on the guild store as a whole. As you can see, 6 gold. That's all you got to spend. Just buy that, and that's the endeavor done. That's all you have to do. Very quick. And yeah, all these guild stores will likely have like items that are super duper cheap. You look here, you got some stuff for 1 gold. It's just nuts. You will not be spending a lot of gold on this, unless you're really, really unlucky and everyone else has bought everything else, but it shouldn't happen. Okay, so For a furnishing, you can, I will say, if you want to see if your current house has a courtyard furnishing, I'll show you how. So if you have a big house, maybe hold off buying this because you might not need it. But I don't find a lot of courtyard furnishings like on smaller houses. I don't think these things are very common. But if you're in doubt, there is this rough clothesline post for 100 gold that you can buy from Rosica here. Just a little bit to the east of those guild stores there. So this Wayshrine you start with by default, so it's easy to get to this place. So yeah, just talk to Rosica here. She'll give you this this rough clothesline post. That's the only item I believe that counts as a courtyard furnishing here. And it's one of the only items I know of that you can buy as a courtyard furnishing from without the guild stores. So, and some of those guild store ones can be expensive. Okay, so the other thing is you come over here. If you haven't bought a house, or if you haven't got these free houses already, there will be a quest giver here. All you have to do is talk to her. She's got like a blonde Breton lady. All you have to do is just talk to her for a bit, exhaust the dialogue, and you get a free house. The house you get will depend on your alliance. It'll come up here in the houses tab when you open up the map, and you just look here. So this house isn't one of them, neither is this. It's these three here. So this is the one you get for being Daggerfall Covenant, this is the one you get for being Ebonheart Pact, and this is the one you get from being Ordinary Dominion. You can get all three if you go to her and complete the quest on all the different alliances, and that's what I would suggest. Especially Mara's Kiss, because this one is right next to Wayshrine, and you can travel to it outside for free, and that way, if you're in the middle of nowhere and it's like in an annoying place, you can just travel here and use the Wayshrine straight away. It just saves time. Yeah, that's all you need. So what you do here is you just go into your house. Now you don't have to do that. You can go to it via the map as well. So that's why this one's good, because you do your other endeavor and then you go straight to your house and then you go to Cyrodiil. So whichever house you pick, just go at the bottom right. You'll see it says Housing Editor. If you want to know if there is one in your house at the current time, go that and then browse the bottom middle, and then you go to Retrieve. If you see something in this category, Courtyard, that is an item that you can actually use for this endeavor. So all you do here is just put away, or if you find it in the house itself, you go to it, you click on it, and then you press put away as well. Now when that happens, you come out to this menu here, and now at the bottom left you'll see it says there's a key for undo. You hit that. I know there's two there, but don't worry, it's an add-on I think that I haven't taken away. So now you just redo and you undo again, and that'll count as placing it twice. So the undo redo system allows you to just pick it up, put it away, and then just spam those two keys over and over, and it just allows you to do it very quick. So yeah, just great way to do this endeavor. Yeah, easily for very little amount of gold spent and a very short amount of time needed. So next up, we've got cutting logs of wood. So what I'm going to put in the description is a link to a website. And what this website is going to give you is a list of all the different woodworking material types that you can find. Now, the reason you want to keep an eye on this is if you scroll over these here, it gives you an image of what the node looks like. And this is the important bit. Once you grab that node and claim the whole thing, that is counted as cutting a log of wood. If you claim part of it, it doesn't actually count. So you have to claim the whole thing. It's kind of weird. Anyway, so go through these, have a look at these, and it because it depends on a couple of things. Firstly, your level is going to impact what spawns, and the passive, the amount of points you put into the woodworking passive here. This one here, not the actual skill line. So right now it's dropping standard maple, and because of my level, I think 36 is the point in which it goes to hickory, but I think it drops in beech right now. So yeah, you can see hickory and beech, yeah. So this is level 26 to 34, and then, oh, actually no, it'd be 35, wouldn't it? Oh no, 36. Then what's 35? That'd be an interesting one to check. But yeah, so what you're looking for is those, and as far as where to go, there's not really a place I can tell you this better. The only place that's different from the rest, judging by how much I've done it, is Craglawn. The reason for that is you get Nerncrocs. So Nerncrocs, oh god damn it, hold on. I gotta bloody set a keybind, hold on. Yeah, there we go. So Nerncrocs. This stuff here is trait items that you can get only exclusively from Craglawn, from any of the woodworking, blacksmith, jewelry crafting, clothing nodes that spawn. so because of that, you might get one of these when you get the woodworking nodes when you do this over there. But the only thing about Craglin is this is usually where everybody else goes, so it's pretty busy usually. Not always. But there are tons and tons of nodes in Craglin, and they're usually pretty close to each other, so it's usually a good place to check. But there's not really a single zone that's like just going to be way better than the rest. Every zone has tons and tons and tons of woodworking nodes, and they don't really, like, they just spawn all over the place. It's like not, obviously there's going to be like certain, because they have preset locations that they spawn, but it's not like there's just like 15 in one spot in one zone. You know, you might find a couple really close to each other in certain areas, but in most cases you could just go through the zone and it won't take you very long to find 5. There's another one. Another maple. Now, if an enemy attacks you while you're grabbing the node, it stops you. The thing that stops you is if you take damage, or if an attack, like, next, I guess. But you can grab them just before the enemy gets to you sometimes. But if you're in combat, you can't get any mounts, so that can be a pain. Alright, yeah, you get the picture. So, a couple of things that might help. Firstly, try and get a character with, like, really fast mount speed, just so you're spending less time running around, more time grabbing the nodes. Secondly, if you're really struggling still to find them in the overland, this passive here, if you can get points into this, it can help, because it'll sort of highlight them when you're close enough to them. Now, I've been playing this game a while, I can see them from a distance, but you may not if you don't know what you're looking at. So that can help. There is also 2 more things. So we've got, in the green champion point line, Master Gatherer will cut the time down by half of how long it takes you to actually harvest the resource. So this can help you a little bit, like jot down the time. And then the last thing is the add-on harvest map. So this is the add-on that shows me the woodworking nodes on the map. And that's why Craglin is so good, because I've used this place so much. I could just go there, check all these locations that Harvest Map has highlighted for me, and I could probably find some woodworking nodes there and get it done super quick. Assuming nobody's there, that's the thing. Might be a little unreliable because other people might have come through and grabbed stuff. Anyway, so I'll link that in the description as well. Harvest Map's an add-on. There's a few dependencies, I think, but yeah, really good add-on to use for this. Alright, so let's go through the last one. So you can do this from anywhere, which is kind of good. So you just go to the Alliance War tab, you just pick one. Try and pick one where your faction is doing is doing well, because the more keeps you have, the better chance you'll have of finding something to repair. You need a tiny amount of HP on the keep that needs to be repaired, but sometimes there's just nothing. So yeah, this one not as reliable, I think, as woodworking nodes usually, but at the same time, it can be ridiculously quick if you find one keep. Most of the time, you'll be spending with this one is just finding a keep to do. Alright, so that's Daggerfall, so I can't use that. If you can, have 3 characters that you can choose from at level 10, because you don't need to fight. Fighting is like the worst possible thing to do here. You want to go to a keep that's just nothing going on, but there's damage walls. So use different characters, and like right now, it might be a good idea to like grab a Daggerfall character and go to here and check some of these keeps as well. But yeah, sometimes it doesn't work. So I'll just leave. Try the other. We'll try the other campaigns. Okay, first thing you need is 2 repair kits. Each repair kit repairs about 5,000 damage. Might be a little more. It just depends on the campaign. It's like this modifier. Anyway, so you need these. So you just need 2 of these. Go to your quick slot. Just chuck it on the quick slot bar. And that's ready to go. So now what we're looking for is whatever the closest keep you can travel to, like closest to the enemy. Because odds are that's one of the ones that hasn't had its walls repaired. In this case, looks like it might. Ah, beautiful. Okay, so these things here, this is what you're looking for. These walls with scaffolding on them, or like the crane tools. That indicates that the wall is damaged and needs to be repaired. So all you've got to do is take your repair kit, use the quick spot, just like using a potion. So just press the button when you're looking at the keep wall, and that's it. Job done. See what I mean? Most of the time it's going to be spent traveling to the keep. Oh yeah, so on the other hand, you could have gone to this potion wall over here as well and repaired that. So you might not even need to leave the safety of the wall. So yeah, you just go into this spot and do the same thing. And yeah, as you can see, the crane tool is right here that that you can check to see if it needs to be repaired. So yeah, all this stuff here, pretty easy to do. The only thing is, eventually, keeps just kind of repair themselves. So you might get here and this one might be fully repaired. It's just a bit weird. That's why I say it's unreliable. Sometimes it can be finicky, but basically if a keep gets taken, the walls, what happens is when the mine is taken, it actually increases the strength of the walls. So the walls themselves actually increase in health, but they don't get repaired to that health. So they'll go from complicating things. So that the walls will be, the health will be increased. So that's the best time usually to try and do this when there's contesting in a campaign, because then the keeps are changing hands and the walls are like getting to this state. But it's just like super. Usually it's easy, but like in very rare circumstances, there just might not be any keeps. And in that case, just go to a different alliance, see if there's any others there, and just keep trying. Because yeah, I don't like most of the time it's going to be spent finding the keep, and then it's just like bam, bam, done, and that's it. And you repair the one wall. And yeah, when you want to leave, just travel to one of the border gates. Just go to the way shrine. In this case, it's up here, and then you just travel out like you would any other zone. And that's it. So yeah, really good endeavor this one as well. But like I said, most of the time you're going to be spending is just finding a keep to repair. All right, so if you have any questions, as always, you just let me know. But that's daily's done. So thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for your support as always. Enjoy the double EXP event and take care.